Hello and welcome to the second episode of whatever season this is of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As always, I'm your host, Dalton Van Pelt, Scotch on the sidelines, and with me I have Zach Stewart.
Yep, your co-host, your Goodell Boys Club, and your 0-1 defending champion, possibly 0-2. So
yeah, possibly 0-2. I've got a bit of an audience going on over here.
Who's
the cats and the lady in pajamas are watching me. Cats in pajamas.
The one Ruby, one cat, one dog.
Yes,
that might be the title of this.
They're all gathered up, sitting on the couch, staring at me.
It's a live show. Live show.
Waiting. Yeah, they're sitting there waiting for the first cuss word, which we all know is coming.
Yeah. Sure enough.
They're waiting for my commentary. All right. Well, let me pull up one more resource. Once again, it's another weekend where I watched absolutely zero football. Been quite the traveler lately. Did a very quick turnaround with a red eye through Denver into Philadelphia this weekend.
Each way, red eye.
Yeah. Yes. It was a midnight flight out of Denver to Fort Lauderdale to Philadelphia. So 7 hours of flying and then 7 hours of driving on between Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, it was 7 hours of driving and 4 hours of flying to get back home for work. Got back at 3 a.m. this morning.
And went right to work.
Went right to work.
That's one way to do it. That's what I'm doing.
My lady in pajamas over here would not be possible.
Yeah, that's my trip coming up too. We will be taking a 5:30 a.m. flight out of Chicago, short layover in Denver, and then back in Sheridan by 9 a.m. and right to work from the airport. So totally understand.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's worth it though.
Oh yeah, totally. And it's going to be, I guess our Dallas trip, we're not really going into work on Monday. So not too big a deal, but still pretty quick trip. That's a Saturday to Monday. Can't wait for that trip. I think I do play lean that weekend. So I'm very excited that at least one of us get a matchup. Yeah. I'm happy at least one of us got a matchup.
I believe Jared Goff just fumbled.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I think his arm's going forward. But it looks like they're going to rule it a fumble.
Lions, Packers. I do have the Lions plus 12 right now, which is, I don't even know why they set the line that crazy high.
Well, I bet it came out. I bet it was set probably at 8.5, I'm guessing.
Or everyone just hammered the
maybe
Packers.
9.5, but then people so much money on the Packers.
Yeah, I mean plus 12. I mean, I had to sprinkle a little cheddar on there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the same thing with Houston. Houston was it was 13.5.
Yeah,
13. It got to 13.5. So like that's a great bet.
They covered, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they lost by 10. So it's a win, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I actually was gonna. Oh man, a Houston Detroit spread parlay would have actually been a pretty damn good play this weekend, and then looking like it's gonna hit.
Yeah, I mean it's early, but
it's way early.
They're NFL teams, and I mean anything over a double-digit spread is almost embarrassing. Like I feel like you should be like, I feel like any NFL team shouldn't lose by more than 14, but it happens.
Yeah, it'll happen every now and again.
Yeah, it depends. Like, I mean, we'll talk about the Bills, but not just the bad circumstance, but Tua gets hurt and they get blown out 35-0.
Well, now that you fired it up, it's a little out of order, but it might as well keep going on that tangent.
Yeah. The Dolphins, Tua got hurt the first series of the game. Never came back. Sounds like bruised ribs. Nothing too serious, no broken ribs, no cartilage damage. They're calling him day to day. Should be back out there on Sunday. More pain management, but I mean, I've never had bruised ribs and get tackled on a daily basis. So
if Tua does not start, I don't think you can start Myles Gaskins or anyone for Miami at all.
because they have a Carolina. No, Carolina's Houston this week.
No, Carolina's the Thursday night game.
Yeah. I can't remember when they play, but I mean, yeah, if you're throwing anybody out there, you're throwing out, maybe even if that's hard for Will Fuller, his first game back.
Maybe Devontae Parker.
I think you could probably start any of the receivers just because why not? Waddle did fine. Parker did fine. Will Fuller's going to be back. If it is Jacoby Brissett, because that's who the backup is, they'll have a week of practice. So it's not on the fly. So they should be a little bit better. The Lions did get the ball back, but they are punting.
Yes. Yep. There was I think there was either delay a game or false start on the offense, and then they punted.
Yeah. I love watching the Monday night game while doing this. It's
interesting.
Yeah.
Got my standard 3-team parlay going on right now. I'm shorting the Diamondbacks, Orioles, Rangers like every night. I'm up. My bankroll is up to 307 now on just the MLB games.
There you go.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Luckily, I was traveling through Colorado and Pennsylvania that are both DraftKings states, so none of my daily wagers dipped.
Yeah, that's like when we're in Vegas, because I was just back from there. Like you can't access DraftKings, FanDuel, Underdog. You can't do any of that sort of stuff in Vegas because they want you obviously to bet in Vegas. So it's a pretty big bummer when you have a lineup in before you go, and then like Kevin had Trey Sermon in his lineup in a bunch of DraftKings, and obviously that didn't work out because he couldn't change it. But I mean, it is what it is. It's more fun betting in Vegas anyway. Like when you're there to actually go up to the counter and actually hand the cash away. Hand the cash. By the way, I tell you, I did hit 2 before I left, which was nice. Which is paying for my Dallas trip.
There you go.
Yeah, walked away with an extra $500 cash, so
there you go,
pay for my Cowboys ticket and the Airbnb right there.
So we went down to downtown Philadelphia. I'm just gonna finish this story real quick. We went to downtown Philadelphia. We went and saw where the Constitution was signed, Independence Hall, went to a museum, saw the Liberty Bell, ate some lunch, got back to where I had parked the car, and the car was gone. The rental car. So walk down a little bit, look, oh no, there's a kiosk. And then I read a sign, hey, look, we were supposed to pay to park here. And then so I got towed. And,
okay, Wyoming boy.
Had to track down. What's that?
Okay, Wyoming boy. You just think you can park anywhere
well, I read the sign. It said
apparently not well.
Yeah, no, it said 3-hour parking. And at the very bottom in small print, it said pay at the kiosk or pay at the toll meter or whatever.
3-hour max pay.
Yeah, well, I didn't pay anything. So got towed. Yeah. $220 mistake. Luckily, we didn't miss our flight, though. So it all worked out in the end.
That's always positive.
A lot of stress about that.
Oh, I bet.
Yep.
Can't imagine.
Oh yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I was flipping out. Plus, I couldn't figure out my insurance policy number. And when I hung up with the tow company or whatever, the impound lot, they're like, "Please provide your proof of insurance." And I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no.
So I learned another lesson, which is always have a digital copy of proof of insurance on your phone.
Don't you have a mobile app or something?
I've never downloaded it. Everything I have is paper.
I always do that when I travel.
Yeah.
I always have the apps when I travel just in case.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson.
Man. Well, it's a good story to tell. I mean,
It is a great story.
You didn't miss a flight. It cost
Didn't
you
miss the
some
flight.
cash, but
And a lot of stress.
it's good for you.
Yep.
To an
All
extent.
right. Washington football team squeaks one out against the Giants. NFL fantasy or NFL fantasy, the NFL YouTube channel released like the last 29 minutes of that game that were apparently insane.
Oh, it was amazing. Sarah was in bed and I had the tablet watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go to bed. This game is great, which is hard to say for a Daniel Jones and Taylor Heineke game.
I saw the Ricky Seals Jones touchdown, and then that was all I saw.
Yeah, that was a crazy catch. Heineke, pretty good. I mean, he's gonna throw it all over the yard. People compared him to a better version of Mitch Trubisky, which isn't a great thing, but he's at least going to be functional and at least throw it. But the Giants aren't very good.
5 field goals for Graham Gano.
Yeah.
5.
22 points for those kickers that we love so dearly.
JD McKissick steals the show. He ends up with the red zone carry.
He got a 59-yard catch. It was a pretty sweet throw. Good catch. That's what happens when you get a linebacker on JD McKissick. It's not going to go well. Good throw. No, which ended up leading to, I believe, the Ricky Seals Jones catch, if I'm not mistaken. But then just like how crazy that game ends, and Dustin Hopkins, 48-yard kick, misses it, but of course the inside nose tackle jumps off sides. Doesn't make any sense. And then they move 5 yards closer, gets a re-kick and put it right up there.
Oh, is that what happened? Jesus.
Yeah. So it was a 40. Yeah. So the Washington lost the game. It was a 49-yard field goal. The guy right over the center jumped off sides, and they got to re-kick it, and he dead center striped it from 43 or 44. And that was the ball game. It was wild.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Weird one in New Orleans, which was actually played in Carolina.
Yeah, it was away game.
Bank of America Stadium. Weird one. Like, the NFL makes no sense. Saints just blow the roof off the doors against the Packers in week 1, and then Jameis Winston forgot his glasses at home. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They couldn't move the ball. They bottled up Kamara, but they didn't really give Kamara the ball that much. I feel like they were I know that there was reports they had like 8 offensive coaches out for COVID protocols. But they were all assistant coaches. Obviously, you still have Sean Payton and the OC and the DC on the sideline, but no running backs coach, no quarterbacks coach, no tight ends coach. That shouldn't.
I guess those guys are more important than you'd think.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess coaches can only do so much on the sidelines. I guess you're relying on those position coaches to, amp up the troops or watch film on the sideline. But they got the doors blown off. Jameis looked like Jameis, which I love. I love Jameis Winston.
Yes, you do. Christian McCaffrey is just insane. He's ridiculous. It really doesn't matter. They could score 3 points in every game, and he'd still score 20 plus fantasy points. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's wild. His usage is ridiculous. He's gonna his floor is probably 23 points, like on a consistent usage basis.
Him and Kelsey.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Last week he scores 27 points without a touchdown, and this week he scores 25 with a touchdown.
Yeah.
His usage is insane. That's why he was the number 1 pick. And everything after that is a question mark.
Speaking of question marks, the Bears beat the Bengals, regardless of the fact that the Bears quarterbacks turned the ball over a ton, and Andy Dalton got hurt.
Yeah, they all turned the ball over. Like, Joe Burrow threw 3 picks on 3 plays.
Oh, yes, he did.
Back to back, and one went for a pick 6. It was disgusting. Like, he'd come out, throw a pick, Bears march down, get a field goal or whatever, come back out, run, 3 and out, come back out, run, pass, pick. So back-to-back passes. And he threw 3 picks in a row, which I couldn't believe that was 3 in a row in the first place. But then they come marching back, and T. Higgins catches a touchdown, Jamar Chase catches a touchdown, and they actually make it a game at the very end. But just kind of ran out of time. Glad the game ended because it was pretty ugly.
Joe Mixon is going to get 20 touches a game. The Bengals have proven that. He has 20 rushes again, 2 targets, 1 reception, 2 yards. A down game from him, but I think you like the usage, and people who own Joe Mixon should be very pleased with the way he's being used.
Yeah, his usage is insane. There's I think there's like six players that have like a 90% usage of like rushes and catches. And it's McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Chris Carson, unbelievably. Derrick Henry. No, not Derrick Henry. Because he doesn't play.
Maybe after this last week.
Yeah, but there's like 5 or 6 players that have like that huge snap usage and tons of carries, and they're not coming off the field. So you're locked into those guys playing in your lineup every week, no matter what, and you just kind of, you might get burned like Joe Mixon this week, only scores like 9.5 or something. But you just live with it.
Cleveland Browns take care of business against the Texans. However, the Texans did cover on the spread. The highly anticipated NFL debut of Davis Mills, 8 of 18, 102 yards, 1 pick, 1 interception, 2 rushes for -1 yards, and a 58.1 quarterback rating.
Yikes.
Needless to say, the Browns just game scripted the shit out of this and ran the piss out of the ball. Oh,
they did.
Sorry. Cheers. Myron, did you hear that? All right.
Yeah, the Browns, they got a little banged up. Jarvis Landry looks like week to week with an MCL sprain. The receivers didn't do much. They utilized the tight ends quite a bit, and then they just ran the hell out of Nick Chubb.
Goodell's still out, isn't he?
Yeah, that's still one of the weirdest storylines. Everyone believed he was ahead of Saquon Barkley. Even though Saquon hasn't looked great, he's at least playing. I mean, granted, Odell Torres a little bit later, but all the reports out of camp and everything was looking great. And then he was inactive game 1, and then they ruled him out early in week 2. So we're not sure what's going on there. Yeah, that's very surprising. But Baker did leave the game for about a play or 2. Banged up as non-throwing shoulder, but came back in. Nothing really to worry about. A lot of quarterbacks did get banged up this week.
Yep. Tyrod Taylor, he's going to be out for at least 1 week, isn't he?
Yeah, they came out. He's got a grade 2 hammy pull. They're looking about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
he's probably going to be placed on IR.
Yep. It looks like they are going to promote. I saw.
Driscoll?
Yeah, it is Jeff Driscoll. Obviously, they're not going to play Deshaun Watson. I think if they were to play Deshaun Watson, the NFL would actually step in and actually put them on the commissioner's exempt list. But since they're not, the Texans are okay just paying him $30 million to be inactive. But teach their own, I guess.
The Texans shockingly can score points. It makes no sense.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is good. Like everyone thought. I mean, he played with a lot of great quarterbacks, obviously Tom Brady and Breeze, and he played with Goff for a little bit, and then he played with Watson, and then
14 targets in this game.
Yeah, you know what the next highest target was?
Derrick Henry.
No, like on that team.
Oh yeah, it was 2.
Everyone else got 2, and he got 14. I think you can roll out Brandon Cooks still with confidence.
Every week. Wide receiver 2, clear-cut wide receiver 2, borderline wide receiver 1.
He's going to make it in my lineup in some of my high-stakes ones. He's been sitting on my bench the last 2 weeks. I haven't been able to find space for him, but you got to kind of find space now.
Well, injuries are already starting to rack up. So.
Yep, exactly. And you're going to find space. But he's still a legitimate wide receiver 2. and he's not just big boom bust. He's actually getting the targets, which is what you like to see. And we got a touchdown.
TJ Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
My Lions bet's looking great.
Looking good. All right. What's the next?
Moving on. Rams, Colts, another quarterback injury. Carson Wentz sprains both of his ankles.
Yeah, he just likes to get hurt. The one sack that he did get hurt on, it looked pretty nasty. It looked pretty nasty though. He got his leg bent back underneath somebody.
On one of the sprained ankles or both of them?
I only saw the one. He might have rolled up the other one.
The report was he rolled both of them.
Yeah. Maybe he hurt one. Maybe he hurt one so bad it just kind of switched to the other one too. I don't know. He was warming back up on the sideline, but he didn't come back out, and it ended up being Jacob Eason, and he comes out and immediately throws a pick and basically ends the game.
Looks like Derek Carr came up questionable with an ankle injury as well. What the hell?
Yeah, he missed. I think he didn't miss any time because they scored a touchdown on that play. But one of the Steelers got blocked into his lower half and kind of got rolled up on. And he was laying on the ground for a while. Wasn't quite sure. I didn't see if it was like roughing the passer. He took a rib shot or something, but they showed it. Someone got blocked into him and rolled up his ankles. But he didn't miss any time. But a lot of quarterbacks went down. Like we said, Tua went down as
Dalton,
well.
Wentz.
Dalton.
Okay,
Wentz,
so here it is.
Yeah.
Wentz, per Rappaport, will undergo testing to determine the severity of the injuries. We're looking into whether Wentz is the first player to sprain both ankles in one game. Jacob Eason finished the game week 2 loss over Wentz, exited the contest with these injuries, completed 2 of 5 passes for 25 yards and a pick. The entire Indianapolis offense would be in serious trouble if Eason were forced into the starting role next week against Tennessee. And that is
Tennessee's
credit of Ian Rappaport on Twitter.
But Tennessee's defense is garbage. So
yeah, what the hell, man? They've been so bad.
Yeah, super bad. Just giving up points left and right, which is fun for football. But
so basically, start everyone against the Titans.
Even Jacob Eason, do it.
Oh yeah, it is against the Titans.
Yeah, so you just
super flex league.
Yeah, super flex. Roll them out there. But going back to that game, Seattle still hyper efficient. Tyler Lockett looks amazing. Russ Wilson, they're just firing bombs out there. Freddie Swain and Lockett both catch 60-yard touchdown passes. I believe Metcalf still had like 9 or 10 targets. Like they're just going to be super efficient. Carson's getting the work. Russ looks good.
I think they're
going to be good.
The amount of plays that were ran by both teams is just insane.
Yeah.
Actually, Tennessee ran a shitload more plays. Tennessee had 42 minute time of possession to 22 minutes for Seattle.
Well, you gave Derrick Henry 35. 35
rushes, 182, 3 touchdowns, 6 catches for 55 yards. Look at that.
I've been wanting Derrick Henry to catch the ball for so long. Like he can do it. Like you give him 6 catches a game, like he can be Christian McCaffrey. Like he's going to get the yards.
I wonder if those were all screens because they do like to use him in the screen game.
They do like him in this. I think he did catch I think two were screens, but there were some like one I saw one was in the flat, one was out in the middle of the field, like some button hooks at 5 yards down the field. But I mean, no one wants to see Derrick Henry catch the ball, and he's not bad at it.
Jason Witten button hook.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to cover him.
AJ Brown is actually out. He out targeted Julio. It's just he only caught 3 of them.
And AJ Brown dropped a touchdown. Like he beat someone on a double move and just stone hands dropped it. And he knew it too. Like there was a hit coming in, but he might have been able to dodge it. But he heard the footsteps, and it definitely
that was all she wrote.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. I mean, it was like a 40-50 yard like bomb off of play action, and just heard the safety coming over, and so
Cardinals, Vikings. Cardinals take care of this one in the very this was a nail biter.
It was Vikings again coming down to the wire, But
yeah, I saw a bit of these
classic
highlights in
Vikings.
the airport. That's about all I can do for you.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray goes the fuck off again.
Yep, there's another one.
James Conner,
dust.
he's useless.
Yeah. He's basically worthless at this point. Which
the
is
only
sad.
way he's going to be any good is if Chase Edmonds doesn't exist.
And Chase Edmonds was good. He just doesn't not getting enough touches.
Right, because James Conner's there doing nothing.
Yeah, nothing whatsoever. Cardinals look good though. Murray looks good. Yeah. Hopkins looks good. Christian Kirk looks good. Rondell
Cardinals could win that division.
Oh, I don't know about that one. They could, but I think the Rams are the favorite for that division. I would put my money on the Rams.
Really?
Yeah. You want that season bet?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. And if
give me the Cardinals,
and if they both lose, and if they neither of them win, it's a loss for both of us.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I will take the Rams for the division title.
I will take the Cardinals.
Put it on the board.
Broncos, Jaguars. Broncos take care of business again. Teddy is good. He kind of always has been. Did Cortland go off?
Oh, yeah. He went for
12 targets, 9 catches, 159.
Yeah.
Everyone who thought about dropping him, you're a bunch of idiots. I called it last week, I believe. Maybe it wasn't on the show, but I was telling everybody I knew.
It's all the poor Jerry Jeudy shares. That's what everyone wanted Jerry Jeudy to do. Oh, it hurts.
Sutton's talented too. So
don't get me wrong, he's good. But
honestly, I think he's going to score a touchdown almost every week.
He didn't score one this week.
He did not score one this week, but I feel like going forward, you can basically count on him to at least have 15 points every single week. No problem.
Oh yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Trevor Lawrence, what's going on there? 14 of 33 for 118 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 37.2 passer rating. Wonder who's leading the league in worst passer rating right now. It's gotta be probably Trevor Lawrence.
Or Trevor Lawrence, or
let's see.
Who? Not Tyra.
I'm gonna pull up this everyone who qualifies in passer rating. The current leader in passer rating
Zach Wilson
this year.
Maybe Zach Wilson
is Russell Wilson, 146.9.
Yeah,
which is just what he does.
Yeah,
currently
hyper efficient.
The worst quarterback. I mean, I don't think we can count him yet because he's playing right now. So we're gonna do Zach Wilson, 32nd ranked quarterback, 56.1 quarterback rating.
And what is Trevor Lawrence?
31.
Oh, which is it'll lead us to a bet later. I do have a Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson bet. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. Well,
we'll keep moving.
Moving on down, the Broncos are better than we thought they would be.
Well, their schedule's super soft right now. Their schedule's soft right now, and they get the Jets this week.
Their first 4 weeks are just ridiculous.
Yeah, they should be 4-0.
New England does what New England does, and they beat the Jets 25-6. The Jets are bad. Patriots are good. Don't worry, Bill Belichick still has something for every rookie quarterback.
Yeah, every rookie quarterback says. I would swear, he's never lost a rookie quarterback.
Yes, he has.
Has he lost?
He's 8-22.
8-22. But either way,
Big Ben torched him. He's one of the few.
But yeah, rookie quarterbacks, you just don't want to play him, especially.
I guess he's
Jets.
Sorry, 22-8. Rookies are 8-22 against him, but now he's 23-8.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, they're going to throw multiple picks. His defensive mind just outweighs all these rookie quarterbacks. I mean, Zach Wilson threw 4 picks and he just kept throwing them. What was it last year? Who did they play? It was Justin Herbert. Amazing quarterback. I think he threw 3 picks. He was 10 for 20. It was bad. And he was supposed to be, he lit the world on fire last year, but he ate up Justin Herbert. Packers about to go in and score.
Yep, Aaron Jones down at the inch line. It looks
Yep.
like. Yeah, 1 yard line, inch line, 6-inch line.
Yep. 2.
All right.
Tip of the football.
49ers beat the Eagles in a baseball score. Not quite, but 17-11. When I was dealing with the fiasco of the towed rental car, the GPS route actually took us through like the pavilion where they have all of the stadiums. So that was kind of interesting, except for the fact that we got stuck in some of that traffic. Because they've got like the Eagle Stadium here, the Philly Stadium here, and then you go down like 2 blocks, and then there's the Flyers Stadium. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Just tucked right up there against a river.
That game was pretty weird.
Boring.
Yeah. A lot of more running back injuries for the Niners.
Yeah, what's going on there, man?
Jermichael Hasty now, high ankle sprain.
And he's for sure out. Elijah Mitchell might play.
Yeah.
Trey Sermon is in concussion protocol.
Yep. Mitchell's day to day. He did come back in the game with the shoulder injury, but Sermon, in all, I'm trying to think of the words, but Mitchell got hurt, and then Sermon, that was the first time Sermon went in the game, which is not good.
He had 2 rushes for 8 yards, 1 rush for 8 yards.
1 rush for 8 yards. Well, the rush didn't count because of the penalty. Well, it did count, but the fumble didn't count. He got hit on both sides of the helmet. Nasty hit. Ball comes flying out. He's just laying on the ground. But I bet he'll be out. Honestly,
Is it Cannon?
Yeah, Trenton Cannon is the next one. Which did you see the dusty old people they worked out today?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my!
I can't remember who they were, but Lamar Miller,
Duke Johnson, and TJ Yeldon. Oh my gosh, that is just horrible.
So it's all of the former Texans running backs.
Yeah.
Where's Arian Foster?
Definitely, he'd get hurt in that offense.
That's a good point. All right.
But yeah, I mean, back to Trey Sermon. Like in one of my other leagues, I might have to dump him, which it hurts. Like it's a shallow bench. Only 15 roster spots.
Yeah, I don't have to dump him in our league. I've got plenty of room.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also hurting at running back, so I can't really save him as much. He might be getting dumped, which that sucks. Unless he gets cleared for this week, I'll probably wait till Sunday and make sure. But
I sent a trade today in my work league. Let me know what you think. It already got accepted, which was shocking, kind of, just because of how quick he accepted it. But I sent Antonio Gibson and Kenny Galladay, because it's a roster limit league.
Yeah.
Or AJ Brown and Jamal Williams.
You got the AJ Brown side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that side better.
And the reason why I did it is because I have CEH and Saquon. So I basically just needed to move.
I would have kept Gibson. I would probably have moved.
I know,
CEH.
but I didn't have any value on CEH.
Or could you got more for Barkley?
No, I doubt it.
Okay. But I actually just made a trade in my Sheridan league, and Sackett didn't like it. Obviously, Sackett's in the league. He thought it was lopsided on my part, but after you see this last week, it wasn't good either way. I mean, I traded away Devonta Smith and Elijah Mitchell, who I just won the waiver claim on. I spent 3 touchdown Aaron Jones screen pass.
That still looks good.
And so I traded Elijah Mitchell, who I spent like 350 on, and Devonta Smith, and I traded for Najee Harris and Brandon Ayuk.
That's a good trade.
Fair? Not fair?
Not fair, but you did a great job on
I
that
did.
one. Good for you.
And actually, I didn't even send it. It was one that was sent to me.
Yeah, that's an
didn't.
instant accept.
Yeah, it was a. I was gonna try to haggle, but I said no. I'm just gonna hit accept. Um, which I mean, Brandon Ayuk, I might have to drop next week anyway, so we'll see.
He
If he
didn't look
doesn't,
good either.
what?
He did not look good, did he?
No, he got one catch for 6 yards. It was bad.
Yeah.
So I may have to
Who
dump
knows
him.
what the hell's
So
going on
essentially, it was a Elijah Mitchell and Devonta Smith for Najee Harris.
Do you think that the Browns should trade OBJ for Brandon Ayuk? Because it doesn't seem like either of those teams likes said receiver.
No, that's not going to happen.
Probably not. But I mean, in fantasy land, who knows?
No. Oh, you're talking about fantasy?
No.
Oh,
I mean, that'd be it's never going to happen, but it would be an interesting trade.
Yeah. Yeah. What other games we got to talk about?
Raiders take care of business against the Steelers. The Raiders defense is so much better than they were last year. Did Big Ben just look really old in this game?
Their offense is so slow. Like last year they were running like 70 plays a game. I think they run like 55. Like they're super slow this year. A lot of motion,
The
which
only
is what they
fast
want,
person on their team ended up with 12 targets.
Yeah, and he got hurt again at the end of the game. But
Yes,
there was
non-serious,
but we'll see how that works out. Raiders did Raider things. They gave Peyton Barber 15 terrible carries for like 40 yards. And then fed
Jacobs
Drake.
Inactive, or was
he was
hurt?
He was inactive.
Right.
He was scratched.
13 carries for 32 yards.
So bad, Peyton Barber.
Oh my gosh.
But
Drake 7 carries for 9 yards.
Drake did get like 6 or 7 catches though.
5
catches. Steelers.
James White.
TJ Watt got hurt. Should be back next week, but that definitely affected the defense. Steelers just got outplayed, which the Raiders of all people are 2-0. They might be the worst 2-0 team I've seen. But that's fine. No, it'll come fast. Yeah, enough said on that one.
Cowboys and the Chargers, neither team looked like they could move the ball worth a shit.
Tony Pollard looked good.
Tony Pollard looked amazing. He looks so explosive, and Zeke looks like an extra offensive lineman.
Zeke looked good though too. Like, I mean, did
he look better in this game?
Yeah, he still had like
16 for 71.
Yeah, and a touchdown.
2 catches for 26.
Yeah, he was still fine. He was still running between the tackles. Great. Just Pollard had more explosive plays. Like they were getting him in like jet sweeps and like dump offs against linebackers and stuff like that. Whereas Zeke's, it's a lot tougher to run between the tackles.
Did Kellen Moore just decide to switch the entire game plan in this game? It looks like
I think so. I think, and this sounds about right. Without Michael Gallup, I think they're just going to use Tony Pollard. It's not going to be the tight ends.
Instead of Cedric Wilson.
Instead of Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson played snaps, but I think they're going to use Tony Pollard in like the kind of like what the H-back role, like move him all over the place. And just get him like specific touches instead of using Gallup, and just use Cooper and Lamb and on the boundary. And so they could still go, it'll be 2 back personnel, but he's going to be flanked out wide, or they're both going to be in the backfield. I think they're just going to move to that base set instead of
Zeke can catch the ball.
Yeah. So I think they're going to use Pollard more while Gallup's out, which makes sense.
Dallas takes care of business and gets their first win off of a 56-yarder from Greg the Leg, who looks awful the week before.
Yeah. Eckler looked
Tampa,
good. 9 catches.
That is great. Since they couldn't run the ball.
Everyone was panicking after week 1. Eckler gets the goal line carry, but he didn't catch any passes. Well, he caught 9 passes this week, so he's going to be fine.
There we go. Problem solved. Tampa Bay takes care of business against the Falcons. Don't know what's going on with the Falcons, but I will say Mike Davis is a Christian McCaffrey light.
on like one hand. Like,
No, like Mike Davis is still going to. It doesn't matter what the team does; he's still going to put up decent points.
like he was losing touches to Cordero Patterson though. Like Cordero Patterson
Ooh,
only
yes, he
had
was.
three. Patterson had 13 touches and a touchdown. Like Patterson
Patterson,
looked good.
yeah, 12 touches.
It's
12
not very good.
touches, 11 rushing yards, a touchdown, 5 receptions, 58 receiving yards, and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. And he looked good. I mean, he did almost fumble on the goal line. Well, he did fumble. It was they put him in the wildcat and tried to read option with Mike Davis, and that did not go well. But the Falcons are so
Atrocious.
bad, so bad. Like
Kyle Pitts, 5 catches for 73 yards. Look at that.
yeah, Matt Ryan had like 6 balls batted down at the line of scrimmage, like, and 2 of them were tipped picks. Yeah,
Josh
two
Rosen
were
got in
picks.
there for a minute.
Yeah, 2 were pick sixes.
Tom Brady ends up with 5 touchdown passes.
Yeah, I think the Falcons at least two games in, they are. I think there's only like, I think the Jags are the only worse than them. They're that bad.
Let me look.
I mean, just like from my eye test, they are so bad, especially defensively.
The Jets are probably up there.
Yeah, but they got a rookie quarterback. I mean, this is Matt Ryan. Come on, like, it's just disappointing. And they got Kyle Pitts. They have Calvin Ridley, and that's about it. But yeah, Pitts and Ridley look fine. But man, if you're getting the ball batted down, and I know it's Vita Vea and all those like good front 7 of the Bucks, but sheesh, like if you can't get it over those guys, just throw it on the ground at that point. But I think they're bad.
Last but definitely not least is the Baltimore Ravens edging out the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes. Amazing game.
36-35. I also did not see any of this except for the final Lamar Jack. Was it a boot? No.
How did the 4th and 1? The 4th and 1?
Yeah.
Well, it was obviously the CEH fumbled in field goal territory. Because there was like a minute 40 left, and CEH fumbled on like the Baltimore 30, 25-30. And then the Ravens come out and run 3 straight plays. They take all their timeouts. It's 4th and 1, and Harbaugh yells over to Lamar, "Do you want to go for it?" And then he ran right back on the field, and it was a snap. It was in shotgun, and Lamar just took it up the middle himself.
Yeah, I saw that clip on my Instagram this morning. It was funny because if you read Harbaugh's lips right after he asked Lamar, he goes, "God damn it," because he ended up wanting to do it.
Yeah, he wanted to go for it. Lamar's going to want to go for it. If you punt the ball, like Mahomes just went down the field in like 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I totally get why they went for it. But, kudos to them. Great game. Chiefs are very thin at position players. At least for fantasy. Yeah. It's Tyreek Hill, it's Patrick Mahomes, and it's Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce. And Tyreek Hill got bracketed all night. You're going to get some of those games. Kelce looked good. He had a great 45-yard touchdown catch and run. Most of that was after the catch, making people miss. But that's it. Good luck trying to play me Cole Hardman. Good luck. Byron Pringle, DeMarcus Robinson, they all caught touchdowns. Hardman, but Pringle and Robinson caught touchdowns. And CEH looks bad too right now. But the Chiefs are getting in these shootouts and they're not running the ball. So looks like the Lions are about to go in and score. Nope, not yet. But no, great game overall. Lamar had a great game on the ground. Not great in the air, but it was definitely a great shootout to watch.
Marquise Brown with another good game.
Yep. Hollywood.
Honestly, it's a little too early in the week to break down too many injuries, but there was a ton of quarterbacks that are questionable going into next week, a ton of wide receivers. Everybody's questionable going to week 3. So just follow along. Make sure you guys are checking that.
Back to, I know we touched on the game, but we didn't mention the best part of the game. That was almost a hell of a catch.
Was it Quentin Cephas?
Yeah, Quintez Cephas.
Quintez.
We talked about the Titans. Who Titans play? Titans and
Seahawks.
Seahawks. No. Who the Titans? Yes. We forgot to mention like the huge game Derrick Henry had. Like 40, 40, it was like 48 points or something in fantasy. But yeah, I just wanted to touch
touchdowns,
on that. 6 catches,
172 rushing attempts.
Yeah, great game. But I just wanted to squeeze that in there. I know we talked about Derrick Henry, but we didn't give the stat line. But yeah, that's wrapped up the football. Obviously, right now it's about halftime. It is 14-14, 7 seconds to go. Lions lining up for a field goal.
Let's hope they make it, just to make sure that my bet stands true.
You're still fine either way.
It's looking like it's good free money at this point. I mean,
you're looking good.
I only put a few pieces of cheddar on it, so it's no big deal. All right, with that, let's take a short break, and then we will come back and talk about the matchups that mattered. And we're back from that short break. Time to get into the matchups that mattered. Some of them are still playing out, but for the most part, it's over.
Yep. There's one game one's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one last. Aaron Jones currently has 23.6 points. That basically puts the nail in Stuart Brinkman's coffin.
It's still close in the projections.
It is, which is weird.
Well, Brinkman's got 3 guys going.
Yeah, I think that's the nail in the coffin.
So it does look like Heath is going to pull it out. I thought Brinkman was going to pull it out, but Aaron Jones, the two tutties.
Yep, that'll do it.
That should do it.
It should do it.
Unless
that'll put Heath in the win column and knock Stuart Brinkman down to 0-2. It looks like the big disappointment for Brinkman was Corey Davis and Alvin Kamara this week.
Yeah, 30 total yards for Alvin Kamara. That's not what you're looking for.
No. And looks like, Aaron Jones tonight. And basically everybody else was just run of the mill.
Yeah.
103 points is not very many for PPR.
No, he had a couple guys on his bench. Michael Pittman on the bench. Obviously, Brinkman has Tony Pollard on the bench, but when are you ever really going to play Tony Pollard unless you absolutely? You might be able to. If you see it 2 weeks in a row, you might be able to just throw him out there. But
yeah, I think so.
Dark horse. He still does have Rodgers, Tunyon, and Jamal Williams. It's not all the way over.
It's going to take a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple of touchdowns from Rodgers, not to Aaron Jones.
Right.
And a couple to Rodgers to Tunyon, which is, possible.
It's possible. Dark horse takes care of business.
Dark horse lighting the scoreboard on fire. Put up 180 last week, 162 this week. He's fire.
Derrick Henry, Kyler Murray, Tyler Lockett. That was his entire team. Nobody else showed up.
Yeah, but
Devin Singletary randomly was 17.
17. He looked good. So did Zach Moss.
Was
two touchdowns.
Did he? Oh yeah, look at that. 2 rushing touchdowns, a fumble, 15.4 points. Looks like, when you're playing Miami and Miami doesn't score a single point.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
And no one else showed up for Drew's team. Lamb, Gronkowski's going to be probably top 5 tight end.
It's looking pretty crazy, but yes. He does keep scoring 2 touchdowns every single week.
On pace for what, 34?
Yeah, I don't know, man. 17
times 2.
Another one that's over. the final score is not over just yet, but Cody Jubal Sackett does take out Christopher Lean and move it into 2-0. Looks like Lean is still struggling at tight end.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a call for Dallas Goedert. He's not going to be cheap as Zach Ertz got hurt.
Yeah, he's on the COVID list now.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. Dalvin Cook played pretty good.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty. I mean,
pretty
16.
Good. Brandon Cooks played pretty good.
16, almost 17 points with no touchdowns. I mean, he didn't get any touchdowns this week from anybody. That definitely affects it.
None.
Yeah. So
that's
how it goes.
Man, he only had
and Dak Prescott only scored.
Brandon Cooks is his only touchdown.
And Dak Prescott's not going to score 8 points, less than 8 points every week.
No.
And Sackett just had a good week overall. I mean, 145, nothing to sniff at.
Nobody blew the roof off the doors, but they all put up pretty standard.
Patriots
pretty
defense.
Nights.
Patriots defense.
Oh yeah,
19 points.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But you're playing Zach Wilson.
Should we move on to yours?
No, we'll touch on this one. Patrick. Patrick, the number one overall pick team. He is going to move into 2-0. Takes down Cole. And I see he has changed his name to the PMT Water Dogs.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
That is fine.
But Patrick, great week. Obviously, gets 30 points from Tom Brady. McCaffrey's fine. DJ Moore's a stud. Mike Williams in his lineup, looking good across the board.
Nobody else did anything.
Yeah, but I mean, Noah Fant, 13.5 from a tight end. Okay. You're gonna live with that. But Cole's team, not a lot of touchdowns this week. I got a few, but not a ton.
This one was closer than some other matchups.
Yep, 16 points. On the bench, nothing too crazy. Rondell Moore for Patrick, but
it's like one big play.
Yeah, a 70-yard TD. But yeah, Cooper got some busted up ribs a little bit. Kind of same thing, bruised ribs. Yeah, he played both the Denver running backs. That's a little dicey, but didn't quite work out. But nothing on his bench that would have said anything different. Let's go to your matchup. That one is over. Mine's the only one that's not.
Right. I took care of business. Huge performance again out of Cooper Kupp. Terry McLaurin and Travis Kelce did their thing.
Yep. Deontay almost 20.
Yep. He had 9 catches, I believe. Yeah, 9 catches for 105 yards.
Yep.
I had Henry Ruggs on the bench, so I could have even blown him out even worse. I think Laviska left at some point in this game.
Yep, shoulder injury. You got a shutout as well in the Bills. 22 points from the Bills.
Yes, great defensive performance.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And Cody didn't put up a bad week. Almost 140 points. His receivers. Receivers were good. Evans for 24. DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, T. Higgins. Little lackluster from his running backs and tight end and QB, and that made the difference. I think it's time for him to move on from Mac Jones and try something different.
Yeah.
But he wanted to try it against the Jets. I went to breakfast with him last week. He's like, I want to give it one more go, which is fine.
There's plenty of quarterbacks out there. You can just stream the rest of the year.
Yeah. And on to the final matchup.
It feels pretty good. I can't lie.
Yeah. It's nice. It's better than being 0-2, which I'm staring in the face of.
Your brother.
But I'm gonna be 0-2 unless Swift can get it going in the second half.
Just go off all of a sudden.
I need 20 points, more than 20 points in the second half. Just not a great week overall.
Ooh, Higbee didn't do very good.
Yeah, I mean it's all deceiving in the box score. I mean, 1 catch for 8 yards. He played 100% of the snaps. Like it was a Cooper Kupp game, and that's how it worked out. Robert Woods ended up still with 12. Devonta Smith, a little bit of a letdown, obviously.
After that huge performance in week 1.
Yeah, he's going to bounce back next week. They got Dallas.
He should be fine.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's going to be.
Looks like you should probably start Tyson Williams next week.
Yeah, I think I might need to. But I mean, just got to kind of play with what you got. Najee, good game. Lamar Jackson, great game. Just again, not many touchdowns. I got a touchdown from Najee Harris. That's about it, besides quarterback. But Luke is going to get his first win of the year in the Dale Brennan Bowl, of all places. If anybody doesn't know the Hall of Records, go check it out. It's tagged on or pinned to the top of the Facebook page. It's got a bunch of rivalries, win-loss records, top player performances. But Luke had a solid week all around. Austin Eckler, Stephon Diggs, Juju Schuster, Chase, Josh Allen. Just a solid, okay performance. He's in the 130s. I think if you shoot to be in mid 135, you can kind of possibly expect a win. Obviously, anything above
Honestly,
that.
I think this is like the standard for his team. I think he's got a pretty scary team.
Oh yeah, like especially if Kittle gets going.
Yeah.
And then his bench is a little weak.
Yes.
But
lots of running backs that aren't going to be doing anything.
Yeah, a couple of cuffs, Malcolm Brown, Justin Jackson, for his running backs. But yeah, just a rough week for me. It's hard to win when Tyreek, like I was looking forward to the Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill on Sunday night to get me hopefully back in the game. But it's a little letdown when Tyreek Hill only gets sub 6 points after going for 38 last week. But sometimes you're going to live with those games. But I am staring in the face at 0-2 as your defending champion. And next week
never a fun place to be.
And we can transition to next week. Next week, I'm just going to go right off, moving on to my matchup. I get the 2-0 two-time champion in Cody Sackett. So
early projections has this being a very
close matchup. Yeah, 135 for me, 137 for him. We have a lot of guys in the Sunday night, Monday night game. He has Jalen Hurts Monday night compared to my Devonta Smith. It's going to be a close game, no doubt about it. But early projections still have him taking it, which would move me to 0-3, which would not be pretty.
No. It's a pretty tough hole to climb out of. At least there's one more week this year.
Yeah.
Who's this backup Chargers running back I keep seeing?
Larry Roundtree.
Yeah.
Larry Roundtree, the third. Yeah, Cuff. He's a rookie. But you don't really know if it's him or Justin Jackson. Week 1, it was Larry Roundtree. Last week was Justin Jackson. The Chargers don't even know who the backup is.
Matter.
So, moving on to trying to look at.
I'm playing Drew. I have added my lineup for my prospective lineup next
146. Week. Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
I'm looking to kill him.
Oh man, your team's
pretty good projection, and that's sitting LaVisca. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing anyway. It'll be between him and Deontay, depending on who is healthy.
God, your team's good.
I mean, probably could use a better running back.
I think you'll be okay.
But as long as Mike Davis keeps putting up about 10 points, I'm all right with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely jealous of that team. It's a good team.
Another insanely close early projection. I think it's being decided by 0.8, right? 0.08 right now. And that is Blaster and Heath taking on each other.
Oh, yeah.
26.77 to 126.69.
Yeah, it's super close. I'm sure Blasters will take the projection. Ooh, the Brink Bowl. I'm sure he'll swap out Mac Jones. He'll probably take the lead in the projections after waivers go through.
Yep.
So,
I would not check these projections on the Brink Bowl just yet because Jarvis Landry is still in the starting lineup.
Just place in another receiver, probably. Oh man, dark horse
doesn't have much there.
Michael Hasty's going to be dumped. Marquise
Brown. Yep.
Did Marquise Brown not make his lineup last week?
Nope.
Oh wow. That'll be a quick fix in there. 15 more points. That's going to give Garrett Brinkman the lead in the projections. But the Brink Bowl.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to track. moving on, another really close projection. We have Cole taking on Christopher.
Lean.
Yep. He'll probably play some more tight end dominoes, and
Good luck.
Cole's going to be looking for a replacement at wide receiver more than likely. And
Amari Cooper should be fine.
See him starting both Broncos running backs again, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I think Amari Cooper is going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. He'll probably just have a little bit less of a snap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We'll see. And then our last matchup will be the 2-0 Filthy Casuals and Patrick with a slight projection lead over my brother and Monsters and Freight Trains, 138-82 to 137-19. Man, that's going to be a close one.
Yeah, and it looks like they're basically going to be going with the lineups that we see right there. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't see how. I mean,
how many tight ends has? No, he still has all 4 of them.
Yeah, I could see him moving on from a few of those tight ends now that kind of Noah Fant is kind of solidified in that role.
Yeah.
I would maybe keep Jonnu. I'd probably move on from Everett and Troutman.
I think I'd keep Everett and move on from the other 2, but
okay. Maybe he plays Rondale or Kirk over CEH because he's been so bad.
What did Everett do? Everett only had 1.3. Just kidding. Who knows?
I could see him benching CEH.
Touchdown dependent week 1. Benching CEH, really? Yeah. I guess he does have the luxury of 4 solid running backs.
I would probably play, maybe even Galladay against Atlanta. They're so bad. Or either of those Arizona guys.
All right, next section of the show is bets, I believe.
I think so. I think so. We're not very good at this, are we? All right. So
see, I wrote it down one time before. Let's recap last week first.
Yep. So I do have those numbers pulled.
I also do.
You need a big rushing day from these guys to catch up.
Yes, I do. Currently, I need 20 more rushing attempts to tie.
Because you needed 44 to tie.
48.
48.
Oh, I might have done the math wrong. Who knows?
Yeah,
There's a lot of calculating.
Yep. So I have last week was more rushes, NFC versus AFC. I took the AFC. They have 400. They had 412. I don't have the NFC yet, but I remember they were about 40-ish behind, 44, give or take. But I don't have that number in front of me. That is on another sheet.
I calculated 416 to 368.
I had 412.
Who knows what's right there?
Well, we'll see.
Split the difference, I guess.
Yeah. Either way, it's gonna come down.
Recalculate it.
Yeah, it'll come close. I had brought up the attention to potentially push the Tua versus Mac Jones,
which we're just gonna go ahead and do that.
Yep, we can push it back when they're healthy, and go from there. And then right now, there was the more receptions.
Looks like you only have 2 receptions.
Yeah,
my 8.
So we'll see. There's still a half
because
to go.
I had the +6 there.
He took +6, and Chubb and Hunt combined for 2 catches.
Yeah, so I have 8 right now against your 2. So that's looking pretty good.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
There's a lot of time.
What are the bets today?
All right. So you get a pick first. Let me see. This is a yes or no.
Okay.
And that's it. Will Jameis Winston throw an interception against the Patriots? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, dang. I was hoping you'd go the yes route. All right, I'll say yes since we're doing.
Okay.
Since that's truly a 50-50.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a good one. That was one of my
Ooh,
fun
nice
ones.
sack on Rogers.
Yeah. So will he throw a pick? You say no. I will take the yes side of that. All right. Here's the Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence one. Granted, it's a small sample size. Nothing. It's not outrageous. Through 2 games, Zach Wilson has an average of 16 incompletions per game.
Oof.
Trevor Lawrence, 20 and a half
Oh my God.
incompletions, which, and I think this is, and it's a little lopsided, like it's off by about 5. But Wilson is playing Denver, who's a very good defense, whereas Lawrence is playing Arizona, who's not a very good defense. So which quarterback has more incompletions? Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence? And I am going to go. I'm actually going to go Zach Wilson.
More incompletions?
More incompletions.
Yeah, give me Lawrence.
Okay. And that's close. But I think Arizona's defense isn't as good. I think he'll complete more passes. I think I mean, I could say completion percentage, but I
like completions. Incompletions.
More incompletions.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to throw the ball more potentially.
Yeah.
But I could see the Jets trying to throw it too.
I think game script, the Jets are going to have not very many passes.
You think they're just, what are they going to do? Just run the ball? They're going to move down.
Not even have the ball. They're just not even going to have it.
Watch this the week Trevor Lawrence throws like 20 passes.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's a race to see who throws the least amount of passes.
Oh, I did my questions out of order. Damn it. I wanted to side on this one, but oh well.
Who knows? Maybe I'll go opposite of what you wanted anyway.
We'll see. So granted, this bet was before the game tonight. So this obviously a small sample size. It's with the Lions running backs again. But it's in the different category. It's rushing. More rushing yards. Swift and through week 1, I just had the one game. Between both of them, they ran for 93 yards. And that was against the Niners. I don't know what they're at right now.
I got it.
It's not. Are they going to be on pace? Combined, yeah.
They are at 57.
So they'll probably get to that 90 range between both is what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
So if they can get their average, they're at if on pace of what they have right now to what was last week, they should average about 92. It looks like. So more rushing yards, Swift and Williams, or Lamar Jackson. They play each other next week, and Lamar's averaging
each other.
Yeah, Lamar is averaging 96 through 2 games. He had like 80 and then 106 last night. So I felt like it was pretty fair bet there. Lamar that's a good one. That was my best bet. The other ones are more fun. So do you want Lamar Jackson? Just Lamar, not team rushing yards. Obviously, they would crush the.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But is Lamar gonna run? Is he gonna? Are they just gonna torch?
I just traded for one of them, so give me the Lions running backs.
Okay. I will take Lamar Jackson then.
All right. I knew you wanted him, so I figured I'd just let it happen.
I'd have been happy either way. I mean, I have both on my fan. I have Lamar and DeAndre Swift on my fantasy team, so not too big a deal. But I felt like that one was pretty close, but the Ravens could just torch him in the air and not run on him. But either way, So recap. Will Jameis Winston throw an interception? Dalton says no. I say yes. More rushing yards. I'd take Lamar Jackson. Dalton takes the 2 Lions running back Swift and Williams, and more incompletions. I'll take Zach Wilson, and you take Trevor Lawrence. I wanted, either way. I could have gone either way on both those, but yeah.
I think we're getting better at setting more even bets.
Yeah, try to. I mean, the Trevor Lawrence one was a little more. It just depends on the volume. Like, eventually, the Jags aren't going to throw 50 times. Yeah.
Who knows? I think like having DraftKings has like helped us set more even spreads now too, just because we know what they actually are supposed to look like a little bit.
Yeah, it's got to be
Touchdown,
close.
Tanyan.
Oh, I'm behind. That's good for Brinkman. Might need to go get a little quick game check here.
Yeah, let's go take a look at that and let me know.
Ooh, Brinkman's within 6. Oof. Projections have him in the lead now.
Wow. Maybe I spoke too soon.
I believe projections are him. Yeah, he takes the projection lead. 117 now. That's going to be a close one.
Still not in the real lead just yet.
Not yet. Just over 5 points. But
right, my bet's still good.
Yeah, still good there. Yeah,
it's only a $5 bet to win $4.50. So profit, $4.50 profit.
It's almost a double up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I want it to be close to a double up so that I could pay for my ignorant pick on Washington to cover on that spread, which they did not because it was a 1-point game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the show.
I think so. Are we gonna want to get guests on again this year? Or are we gonna?
If people are interested, we basically do it. We're gonna basically do it every Monday night at the same time, all year round.
Yeah.
Me and the cats and Pajama Lady.
Pajama Lady. All right. With that, everybody, cheers. Good luck next week.
Later.